Welcome back. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Griha. Now, the Karnataka government has announced a 15% hike in bus fares across all 4 state-run transport corporations effective January 5th. This revision is expected to generate an additional revenue of 7.84 crore per day for cash-strapped corporations, easing the financial stress on the transport companies. Although remember that this fare hike comes amidst the state's flagship Shakti scheme, which provides free bus travel for women on state-run buses. This scheme, which celebrated its first anniversary in June last year, costs the government approximately 417 crore per month, with 104 crore rupees allocated to each of the 4 transport corporations. Now, the 15% fare increase is set to partially offset the scheme's financial burden. Needless to say, that the fare hike has drawn a scathing criticism from the Bharatiya Janata Party, which accuses the Siddaramaiah government of burdening the public under the guise of its Panch Bhagya schemes. It has been over a decade, though, since the last comprehensive fare revision across these transport corporations really took place. While 3 of these corporations saw a hike in 2020 when the diesel prices were 60 per litre, but the Bengaluru Metropolitan Transport Corporation, or the BMTC, fares have remained unchanged since 2014, when the diesel prices were just 30 per litre. Now, while the Karnataka government has defended these increase in the fare, opposition leaders have expressed concerns about the state's financial stability. BJP has hit the streets against Siddaramaiah, alleging that he is looting Karnataka. Now, here's what the attack of the Bharatiya Janata Party really looks like, and what is the Congress's defense. We'll also take a look at that. So if we take a look at Bharatiya Janata Party attack, it says that this is a fallout of Congress's guarantees. Congress really defends it by saying that this hike is due to operational cost. BJP further claims that the Karnataka government cheated the Kannadigas. Now, to that, the Congress is really saying that the government will be providing the transport corporations the necessary support with this fare hike. BJP further goes on to claim that the Siddaramaiah government is struggling to manage the financial implications of the Shakti scheme. To that, the Congress also says that this fare hike is not at all related to the Shakti scheme. Now, to this we are asking, as the bus fare hike has been announced by the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka, now a bus fare hike in Karnataka guarantee, will it really be sinking the Congress government in Karnataka? Are these guarantees really costing the Siddaramaiah administration, is what we'd like to understand here.
%, is raised because of the deficit that the corporation was facing. All the corporations were.
People are scolding this government. People are scolding Siddaramaiah. He is the worst CM never seen in the Karnataka history.
ये सरकार 15% टिकट रेट राइज किया है, उनको दूसरे रास्ता नहीं है, क्योंकि आश्वासन दे दिया था।
Joining us on the broadcast this evening, Sudha Halkai, spokesperson of Karnataka Bharatiya Janata Party, Sadabhi Shivana, spokesperson of Karnataka Congress Party. Also joining us is B.S. Arun, who's a senior journalist. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on the broadcast. I begin with Mr. Shivana. The fact that this particular guarantee has been announced by the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka, and of course the Shakti scheme has been one of the flagships as far as the welfare measures announced while the government came into power. Is that really costing the exchequer so much that this sort of an hike was needed?
Absolutely not. And to project the doling out of the guarantees as the singular reason for the hike in the bus fares is unwarranted, unjustified, and unsubstantiated. It is yet another devious attempt by the political opposition to derail the public from gripping issues. It is a disservice that they commit to the Karnataka electorate. One must understand what is the reason of providing these guarantees. The primary objective was to uplift the socially and economically backward sections of the society. It was to alleviate poverty. It was to empower the women. And it was also to provide redress to the adverse economic policies implemented by the BJP at the central level. Now, the effective implementation of the Shakti Yojanas or any of these guarantees at such a wide scale speaks volumes of the competence of the Congress government in Karnataka. Now, let me give you an insight, and you were also sharing some details. All these corporations have increased the ticketing prices of buses in Feb 2020. Who was in power that time? It was the Bharatiya Janata Party. And why did they do so? What was the reason given? Rising operational costs. And the situation is quite similar now. The collective push for higher fares comes against the backdrop of rising operational costs. For example, diesel. The price of diesel in 2020, when the BJP increased the prices, was rupees 68 per litre only. And today, it is 89 rupees per litre, a stark increase from what it was in 2014. It was 54 rupees per litre. Now, please understand that the Karnataka government has earmarked rupees 5,000 crores for the Shakti Yojana, and rupees 417 crores is being released to these RTCs every month. This has not affected the state finances in any way. We are one of the best in managing state finances. And let me tell you, fares in buses run by RTCs in Karnataka are lesser than those run by Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and several other states. And the last thing we require are lessons by the Bharatiya Janata Party on economics. And I must take this opportunity to condemn the manner in which the leader of opposition, R. Ashok, has behaved and mishandled with the police today. You know, he is well within his right to stage a protest or express their grievances, but to manhandle police, verbally abuse them is uncalled for, and I condemn it through your medium.
Okay, Ms. Halke, would you like to respond to that? It was under the Bharatiya Janata Party government in Karnataka where the last fare hike really was announced, and operational cost was given the reason to be announcing those fare hikes, at least for the three of the transport corporations, not BMTC. So why is it so different now under Congress?
Very good evening to you and wish you a very happy new year. I would like to say that this is the bonanza gift of the new year by the corrupt Congress government in Karnataka to the common people of Karnataka. And since the formation of the government, they have been simultaneously parallelly looting both the common people as well as the exchequer of the government of Karnataka, government funds. And the other name of the Congress should be called as loot government, because they know only to loot and only to loot. Now tell me, what the Congress spokesperson told that, you know, they have come up with 5 schemes and they want to they have done all this for the upliftment of the backward communities and for the women empowerment and what all blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you, it is in Karnataka government where there was a corruption of 187 crores, that is the Valmiki Nigam, that is the backward community. 25,000 crores of amount was mismanaged for the ST/SC funds. And they're talking about the women today. The highest number of crimes in Karnataka is taking place against women. That is more than 60% of crimes against women has taken place. And today, the most pathetic part is the death of mothers. That is the maternal mortality ratio has increased to such an extent that it is very difficult to repair it. And in fact, the newborn babies also, two times the newborn babies are being died. That is in Karnataka.
But you still not answered the question that I'm asking you, Ms. Halke. Why is the BJP particularly protesting about the fare hike?
See, it is not only particularly because since the formation of the government, first thing they came up with a increase tariff in the electricity bill. That to more than 50% they have done it. Okay, then they came up for the milk, then they came up for the petrol, then they came up for the liquor, then they came up for the stamp duty from 20 rupees to 500, they have increased it. Look at the ratio, how they have increased it. Then the land values have been increased. And now this, in Himachal Pradesh, they have given the taxation for the toilets, and no soon, we'll be surprised if there is taxation to breathe and to sleep in Karnataka also.
Mr. B.S. Arun, do you also feel the same? Do you think that the Siddaramaiah government really by through these hikes every quarter in various respective other spectrums that will help the state exchequer are trying to fish out funds that they have announced for the Shakti scheme or other guarantees of the Panch Bhagya scheme?
Well, to some extent. I think these, fare hikes or stamp duty hikes would, to some extent, help the state government in meeting the meeting the funds required for the guarantee schemes. But having said that, the fare hike of today would certainly burden the common man, because it's the common man who travels in buses, and to that extent, I think it's going to be a burden. But having said that, we should also keep in mind that when BJP is in power, when they hike the prices, the Congress protests, and when Congress in power, the BJP protests. The thing is, the last hikes came in 2020 when BJP was in power, and at that time the Congress held protest demonstrations for a couple of days, and then it became normal. So this time also, for the next couple of days there will be protests, and then it becomes normal. The problem is the state government, because it has to meet these guarantee costs, it has to keep rising prices one way or the other. As our BJP spokesperson said, recently the stamp duty prices were raised, and there is a talk of ₹5 per litre hike of milk prices. The government says that it is to help the farmers. So one way or the other, we are going to see price hikes. But the thing is, whichever government comes, these price hikes have become normal. We should also look at when it comes to KSRTC, fare hikes. We should also look at the diesel prices.
Yes.
What were the diesel prices then? What are the diesel prices now? When the global prices of diesel have come down, why these hikes were not decreased? So this is also a question that the people should be asking.
Mr. Shivana, would you like to take that? Would you like? That's a genuine point that the BSRM is raising. That when the global prices for fuel prices really were at an all-time low, why did it not impact the fare prices here in Karnataka? Because the hike is definitely going to impact the common man. What does the Siddaramaiah administration have to say about that?
No, whether the prices of fuel must be increased or decreased is a decision that must be taken at the center. The international crude oil prices are low, yet the fuel prices are being increased by the center, and it is a burden that is levied on the state. Now, the Karnataka government or the KSRTC, they spend about 13 crore rupees on a day-to-day basis only for fuel. Now, as I was saying, it is irrespective. We have already earmarked a specific budget. We have allocated 5,000 crores for the Shakti Yojana. Shakti Yojana and the hike in price rises are completely irrelevant. They're not connected at all. And we are managing our situation, our finance situation very well, irrespective of which government would have been in power. Due to the adverse economic policies
I really don't understand how can the Congress really absolve itself by saying that we have allocated so many thousand crores for the Shakti scheme, and this particular hike, whether it is on milk, whether it is on fare hike, is not going to impact the state exchequer. Of course, the funds are coming into the exchequer. They will be funding the Shakti scheme or any other guarantee that welfare schemes that have been announced under Siddaramaiah administration.
No, what I'm trying to say is, see, the fuel prices are being increased. There's a stark increase in the prices as to when the BJP hiked the bus fares as compared to now, compared to 2014. I am saying the hike in bus fare is periodic and regular. Irrespective of which party would have been in power, the price fare hike would have happened. Now the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, and they're trying to use this situation for political gain. This is nothing but drama and theatrics. And it is surprising to me how they remain erringly silent when it comes to, outrageous imposition of tax on popcorn, on caramel popcorn. How they go into silent mode when it comes to the depreciating value of the rupee as against the dollar.
All right, Ms. Halkai, all right, you wanted to make a quick point. Also wanted to understand the claim that Mr. Shivana is making, that the crude oil prices globally, if at all the government of India, government at the center doesn't choose to do anything about that nationally, then how is the state government really going to act on it? How do you respond, ma'am?
Griha, one thing before answering your question,
Sure.
I would like to tell that, during our tenure, KSRTC was one of the best revenue generating department, I would like to say. And today, these people, because of their mismanagement, because of their responsibility, and
I would like to factually correct, madam. You left
No,
us
no,
in
no, no, no. I have not interfered. I have
debt.
not interfered.
All
I
the
have not
corporations,
Mr. Shivana, let her make a
all the
point, then you can
corporations
counter it.
during the BJP dispensation
Shivana,
were in
completely
debt.
paralyzed. They have
And
Let her
in
make
fact,
a
that is
point.
one of the
Let her
reasons.
make a point, then you can counter it. Yes, Ms. Halkai.
Yeah, that's what I told. During our tenure, KSRTC was one of the best revenue generating department. And these people, because of their mismanagement, they have completely paralyzed it. And the worst part is every time they're hitting the pockets of the common man. Where has the common man to go? And absolutely, in Karnataka, the law and order has completely collapsed. We can't even, the FIRs are not registered in Karnataka. And the price hikes for everything, it is increased. Where do the common people have to go? You tell me. The officers are
the
committing
law and
suicide.
order
The
will
farmers
be
are committing
complete.
suicide.
All right.
It's a completely different issue.
Okay, it's a different issue.
I
Shivana
don't
is also
believe-
Mr. Shivana is raising that entire issue of the fact that KRCTC was completely under debt under Siddaramaiah when
No.
the Congress
It was
government
not.
came
It was
into
not.
the power.
Well, it is
How do you
I'll
respond to that?
I'll answer.
Yes.
I'll answer.
Yes.
It is the arbitrary duty of the any next governing committee to whatever to take that burden and let. I think Mr. The
What?
Congress
You leave
spokesperson
us
has
in debt
forgotten.
and
The Congress
expect us to take
spokesperson
the
has
burden?
forgotten
So-
how much Mr.
It's
Siddaramaiah in his
ridiculous.
earlier government had taken. Highest loan he had taken after the independence.
No,
after
Ms.
75
Halkai,
years,
I would like to
highest loan he had
simply
taken,
understand
and
from
that
you,
burden
is the
he had taken, the
BJP
BJP government had
accepting
taken,
the
and
debt
India
part
and
that the
in-
Congress
and
is
the
accusing?
BJP, No, we don't
The
accept
Bomai
that.
government
They
to
just
have
need-
left
No,
it,
we
They
don't
should
left
have
on the
our
Siddaramaiah
burden.
administration?
We had highest FDP investment. We had highest FDP investment. We had the Karnataka Global Meet. We had the highest FDP investment.
You've still
7
not
lakh
answered the debt
crores
part.
of investment. Everything has gone back. They have taken all the MOUs after the Congress government has come in Karnataka. Did we promise the Shakti Yojana? Did we know this? These people are going to come up with all these issues where
Okay.
they'll be not able to handle it. It is their burden. It is not our burden. And we have handled Mr.
Okay,
Siddaramaiah
Mr.
for
Shivana, quick
more
point.
than
I have to wrap this.
150,000
Mr.
crores.
Shivana,
They're
yes,
just
your
crying
word.
for 5,000 crores.
It is ridiculous how she can say it is our burden. It is a fact, an admitted fact, that all these corporations were in debt. And the
We had
highest,
the highest
if you
revenue
compare
generating. What are you
2014,
talking about?
Madam,
What are you
madam,
talking?
one
Not a
second.
single
Madam,
bus
one
you
second.
people
We
have
are in
taken.
debt. It's
We
an
have
admitted
purchased
fact.
the new
Come to the
buses
fore.
from the
I
Amrit
can
scheme.
show you
Why you have
papers.
not
I
purchased?
can
You
show you
people are
papers.
not.
We
you
were
are-
in debt,
you people
madam.
are
All
not
the
even able to
corporations
give
under
the-
your regime
give
were in
the-
debt.
No,
And
payment
you
This will
of
go
the
nowhere.
tires and
Ms.
all
Halkai,
that.
Mr. Shivana, I'd like you to hold back. B.S. Arun, I would let you have 10 seconds. What do you have to say about this bickering? BJP says they left the KRCTC not in debt. Congress says otherwise, and hence the burden is coming
It
on
is
the
an admitted
Siddaramaiah
fact.
administration. B.S. Arun,
You cannot
last word to
dispute
you.
it.
Yeah, best thing is for the government
Not
to
a
come out
single
with a white
development has
paper
taken
on the
place in
finances of the
Karnataka in 9
KSRTC. Then only we will know the facts of the case. Having said that, KSRTC is in problems. There is no doubt about that because it's not even been able to pay the retirement benefits to the retired employees. That's
Right,
what
so eventually the burden comes
we have been
under
reading before.
on the common man, and that's what it
So-
is, whether the employees of KRCTC or the people who will be plying on these buses. We'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching Plain Speak with.